Hello there. Anything other than a clean break from the EU and its court on Brexit Day will be an anchor weighing down our economy for years to come. Now that there are rumblings of a 2-year transition period after Brexit Day, with, it seems, all terms and conditions on the table for discussion, it could be 5 or more years from the referendum in June 2016 before we see ourselves free at last from the sclerotic EU. But that is just unacceptable. You can understand that if we follow the Article 50 procedure, there will be a 2-year wait, but during that time the UK has felt obliged to hold its ambitions and therefore its future prosperity back by not negotiating trade with the rest of the world. Why would we want to put ourselves through another 2 years of that? What would change? I'll tell you, nothing. In a piece for Brexit Central, Conservative MP Bob Blackman wrote, "It is simply not acceptable to abide by all the trappings of EU membership and the jurisdiction of the European Court of Justice, pumping in our hard-earned cash without a seat at the table for 2 whole years, and even worse to contemplate that we could remain bound from signing trade agreements with other nations in the interim. Such an arrangement would be political and economic suicide. As a clear red line, we need to be able to negotiate and sign trade agreements from April 2019 when we cease to be a member of the EU." Nicely summed up, and I could not agree more. And bear in mind that in all, the EU has not been that wonderful for us. Leading UK business economist Kate Barker told a BBC Any Questions audience that the positive impact of the EU on the UK economy has been exaggerated and that the UK can do better. Clearly, after Brexit, we can't have the benefits of being in Europe, she said. Most economists agree that being inside the EU has been beneficial to our growth, in terms of the levels and rate of growth, but not hugely. The estimates vary, but it's not massive. Quite a lot of estimates are not even as much as we lost during the financial crisis. She went on to say that, "We have to be realistic, we are coming out. We can't have the same relationship we have had with Europe, so no, we can't have our cake and eat it. We will lose some of the benefits we had in the customs union and single market, but we can figure a way out to do better. We have to make changes and make gains, make positives. That means forging new, better trade relationships." Nothing much to argue with there. In his blog post today called "We Owe the EU Nothing," John Redwood points out, as I have pointed out, that there is no legal or other requirement to pay the EU any kind of so-called Brexit divorce bill. As he says, there is no provision for such a payment in the Lisbon Treaty, and perhaps more importantly, on joining the bloc, the UK received no payment from existing members to account for any existing liabilities. He goes on to say that we should also be careful of the language we use in our negotiations and always refer to any such payment as ex gratia or gift. Otherwise, we may inadvertently create an obligation where none existed before. As we don't owe anything, the best thing to do is offer nothing. The public show in polls that they have no wish to pay large sums to the EU. It is time to spend the money at home instead, he wrote. The CEO of the FTSE 100 company Diageo, Ivan Menezes, has called Brexit the chance for business, government and trade unions to help unemployed young Brits into work. With the latest ONS statistics showing that there are nearly 800,000 young people not in employment, education or training, the Diageo boss said, "We have an opportunity and an obligation to meet this challenge by offering those 800,000 young unemployed British people a route into work." He said that for many young people trying to get into work, they face the recurring problem of no experience, so no job, so no experience, etc. This is a scandalous waste of talent for both business and society. it is clear Brexit will have, and already is having, an impact on the UK labour market. Brexit will reduce the pool of skilled and unskilled foreign employees available to business across sectors and regions. From agriculture to construction, hospitality to healthcare, we have regularly heard businesses and trade bodies warning over labour shortages as access to migrant workers declines. To fill the gap, he said, employers will have to work harder to recruit and train from within the UK. And there is one point he made that should actually shame our current system of employment, especially when you hear that only 1 in 50 of recent Pret-a-Manger job applicants was a UK national. Too many young people are in the hard-to-reach category, often facing tough family or social disadvantages which distance them from the world of work, he said. So, employers, backed by our very own government and the EU, would rather look abroad for workers than have to work hard on getting so many disadvantaged young UK people into the world of employment. But don't blame the employers, they are just business people making business decisions. Blame our lawmakers and governments from Whitehall to the EU for throwing a generation of young people on the scrap heap just to prop up one of the 4 pillars of a political project called the European Union. What do you think? Please leave a comment below. Thank you. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.